Hey y'all, it's Kasia, and today I'm going to be showing y'all how I applied this wig and cut it. My cut was so rough. It's so hard for me to cut hair when it's already on my head, but I did my very best, and I hope y'all enjoy this tutorial. I know y'all gonna have a lot of questions about where I have been and why I haven't been on YouTube. I know I had got a few inboxes and questions about if I had quit YouTube or not. No, I have not quit YouTube. I am still here. I'll do another video as to why I was not on YouTube for the past few months. And just to let y'all know, now I am back. It's the summertime. I'm finna go hard for y'all. I'm gonna be having about 2 to 3 videos every week. So stay tuned for that. Y'all need to make sure y'all continue to watch so that I can have, a little motivation to keep putting videos out there. And please let me know in the description bar below what y'all want to see, and I'm gonna try to do my best to put out videos that y'all want to see. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so unfortunately I lost the part of the video where I showed the packaging, but this is the packaging. The wig came with a brown wig cap, a comb, and an elastic band. It was a 10-inch wig, but I'm going to just leave everything about the wig in the description bar below. And I'm just going to start off the video with me plucking the wig. The wig already came with the knots bleached, but I re-bleached them because I didn't feel that the knots was bleached light enough. So I just re-bleached them, and then I'm right now just going ahead and plucking out some of the hairline, which it already came pre-plucked. They did a really good job with the plucking and the bleaching, but I just wanted to do extra just so it can match my hairline better. So that's just what I'm doing for the first part of this video. Okay, so right now I'm just flat ironing and styling the wig. I already put it in the side part, so I'm just going to go ahead and style it so that when I put it on, I don't have to flat iron it. Okay, so I'm starting with some braids that I already had. I just parted down the middle and braided it down because I had these braids for a different wig. But I'm just going to be brushing my edges back using the Got To Be glue spray just to get my edges out of the way so that when I put on the cap, they're not sticking out. So now I'm putting on the cap and just moving it back and adjusting it, and I'm gonna cut holes out for my ears so that the cap can lay flat by my sideburns. Okay, so now I'm using some Got To Be glue gel to stick down my cap. I'm just going to take that all across the front, make sure that I'm covering up all of my edges, and then I'm going to make sure that I'm putting some by my sideburns and my ear just to make sure that the cap sticks down on the sides. And then I'm going to go over the Got To Be glue gel with the Got To Be glue spray just to ensure that it sticks down really good. Then I'm going to blow dry it, and after I'm done blow drying, I'm just going to cut off the excess cap. Be sure to make sure you don't cut it too far back where your hair starts to show. So I'm just trying to look in my viewfinder to make sure that I'm just only cutting where there isn't any hair. So if you see me like pulling back a little bit, I'm trying to make sure that I don't cut where I have hair at. Okay, so once you're done cutting it off, you just want to put on your wig and make sure that your hairline is plucked properly to where you don't see your cap underneath your wig. So I'm just adjusting it to see how I'm going to wear it, and then I'm going to be cutting out my ear flaps. So I'm just going to make a cut, then I'm going to part it with my comb and pin the hair up, and then cut out the part of the hair so that the wig lays flat by my ear. And then once I'm done with that side, I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. Make sure that you have the other side secured when you're doing this side to make sure that you don't cut off too much, because if it's not adjusted properly and you cut off the other side, you'll end up with your frontal being too short. So be sure to make sure both sides are even. Then you're going to just go ahead and pull back your wig and cover your stocking cap with some makeup. If your stocking cap is the same color as your skin or just one shade lighter, you won't need to do this part. I would suggest getting like a knee high from like Walgreens or something to do this part, but since the hair company always sends them, I just use them. So I'm just going to be using some alcohol, 91%. Make sure you have a high percentage of alcohol so that you know that you're cleaning your skin really good. I'm going to clean my skin with the alcohol 2 times, and then I'm going to apply my boho active lace glue. Actually, for this tutorial, I did 2 layers of my boho active, and then I did 2 layers of my regular boho, which is the one that has like the blue label. And just for the record, there isn't any particular reason that I use 2 different kinds other than the fact that I'm running out of the active one. So I just use the other one because I don't know. It's no reason. You don't have to use 2 different kinds. You can use just one. So when you putting on your layers, you want to smooth them out really evenly, and make sure that you let them get completely clear before you put on your next layer. So as you can see, I'm smoothing it out, and then I'm letting it get clear, which is pretty much dry, before I go ahead and put on my next layer. So now that I'm done with all 4 of my layers, I'm going to pull my wig down into place. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm lining up my hairline as close as possible to where I ended my glue. You want to make sure you don't have it too far back to where you have a lot of lace, and you don't want it to be too far forward where you have a lot of hair hanging over, where you end up cutting off your hair. So I'm just going to be using a comb to push the wig into my glue, and then I'm just going to make 3 slits in the front just to cut off my hair. Well, not cut off the hair, cut off the lace in smaller sections. I'm just going to be using the eyebrow razor to do this part. So I'm just cutting off the lace. Try to make sure that you don't do what I just did. I accidentally cut into my lace where the glue is. So I'm going to end up having to go back and use some alcohol to get off that excess glue. But try to make sure you're not cutting it too far back. But since I didn't have a mirror, I was just using the camera, I kind of messed up right there. But that's okay, because we just going to get that off. And now I'm just combing my hair back to see how my hairline is looking on that side. And then I'm just going to cut off the lace on the other side. Okay, so now I'm using some Nairobi mousse. You can use any mousse that doesn't have alcohol in it, please make sure it doesn't have alcohol in it, because if it does have alcohol in it, it's going to make your lace lift. Your lace will not stay down, it's going to lift. So what I'm doing is I'm perfecting my part, and I'm just beginning to do my baby hair. I did my baby hair in small sections this time, which I'm not really sure why I did that. I just wanted my edges on the side where my part is to look different from the edges that I'm going to have in the front. So I'm just going to be perfecting this part for quite a while, and I'm just going to be cutting it and swooping it and just doing extra stuff until I get it to be exactly how I want it to be. So when you're doing your edges, please be sure to be really gentle, because if you're too like heavy-handed when you're doing your edges and you're using mousse, you will cause your lace to lift up. But don't be afraid, like if your lace does lift up while you're doing this part. If it does, you just want to stick it back down into place, because once the mousse sets, it will re-stick your lace. So you won't have a problem with, like, if your lace does, you know, lift up during this part, you won't have a problem with it re-sticking down after the mousse dries. Just be sure to not have any hair stuck underneath the lace, if that makes sense. Okay, so once you get your edges how you want them, you want to slick them down. Well, you want to just put something on to hold them down. Usually I use wrap strips, but right now I'm just using my scarf. And then I'm just going to be using my hot comb to make sure that I lay down the root part. You really want to invest in a hot comb if you don't have one, or you can use a hot styling tool like a curl wand or a curling iron, but a hot comb is the best thing to use. And then I'm just going to be styling it, which is, I decided to do a asymmetrical bob, but I'm doing it longer on one side and shorter on the other. I ended up not doing the full cutting part on camera because I needed to use a mirror, so you're gonna notice that it's shorter at the end than it is right here when I'm cutting it. But this is pretty much it. This is the final look. Yeah. Okay, y'all, so this is the final touch. Hold on. Period, boo.